It is Monday. It's the 14th of October. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Our top stories today. Begin in India, where it's all about the recovery mission after Cyclone Pailin. The storm was the strongest to hit this section of India's coastline in more than a decade. And while the storm still claimed some 20 lives, authorities say it could have been much worse. But now they say more lives could be at risk if a coordinated relief effort isn't in place. Malika Kapoor reports. Lashed by rain, Sumnima Udas is in Odisha State to assess the damage and the relief efforts. She joins us now with more on what is happening there. The focus now is on the recovery effort. Tell us about what kind of a difficult challenge that is. Let's get you now more on an update of the weather conditions in the region. Meteorologist Maya Ramos is at the World Weather Center with more on that. So it was a very powerful cyclone. Luckily, the kind of the relief efforts and the coordinated efforts that went underway saved the death toll from being much higher. But when you talk about the strength of it, I mean, that was something to be reckoned with.
Oh, of course, and I think what we're going to see is, as the news continues to come out, already flooded areas of Southeast Asia. So we'll keep you posted, of course, on all of these happenings. Back to you.
All right. Mari, thank you very much. Let's bring you up to date on some of the other stories we're following for you here at CNN News Center. And we're staying in India, and authorities in the central part of the country say more people died in a stampede outside a temple than they previously thought. They now say at least 112 people died on Sunday on a bridge over the Sindh River. As many as 25,000 people were crossing the bridge when a rumor it was about to collapse caused people to panic. Italy will step up naval and air patrols in the Mediterranean to address migrant safety. Almost 400 people died in two separate boat disasters in the last 10 days. The UN estimates that more than 30,000 migrants have arrived in Italy and Malta this year. British police say they are questioning 4 men arrested in London after an investigation into suspected terrorism. The men were arrested on Sunday and are being held on suspicion of carrying out, preparing or instigating acts of terrorism. Police say officers are carrying out more searches at 6 London addresses. Violence has erupted in the Russian capital, Moscow, after a protest against the killing of a local man. 380 people have been arrested, that's according to Russian media, and the rally started out as a protest against migrant workers following accusations that a non-Russian was responsible for a recent fatal stabbing. In Syria, at least 20 people have been killed and dozens more injured after a car bomb exploded in the town of Darkush in the province of Idlib. This comes a day after 7 aid workers were kidnapped in the same area. The Red Cross says 6 of its staff and 1 Red Crescent worker were abducted by gunmen as they tried to deliver medical supplies. But the Red Cross tells CNN it will keep operating in Syria despite the kidnapping.
Extremely active across Syria. We do cross-line operations. In fact, the team that was...
Mohammed Jamjoon is in neighboring Lebanon and joins us now live from Beirut. Mohammed, any more idea, any more details on what happened to these aid workers and where they may be?
Well, no idea at this hour, Monita, where they are, and nobody has claimed responsibility for the kidnapping.
All right, Mohammed, thank you very much for that. You're watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong as the U.S. debt crisis grinds on. Just how close are Democrats and Republicans to reaching that all-important deal? You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. I'm Monita Rajpal. World leaders are urging the United States to sort out its debt problem right now. Democrats and Republicans are locked in a stalemate, unable to agree on government spending and borrowing. In an interview with CNN, the head of the International Monetary Fund explained why other countries are becoming increasingly anxious about the situation.
They are concerned because the U.S. is the biggest economy in the world, because it trades with all of them, because it has massive financial consequences for them as well. So it's an international concern that was expressed.
Christine Lagarde speaking there. Well, the Obama administration warns that by Thursday, the U.S. will run out of cash to pay its bills if Washington fails to raise the debt limit. CNN senior White House correspondent Jim Acosta joins us now live from Washington with more on that deadline. Jim?
Good morning, Monita. Yes, the only movement yesterday between the two Senate leaders.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. 6 years after the disappearance of Madeleine McCann, her parents are still searching for their missing girl. Madeleine was just 3 when she was taken from a holiday apartment in Portugal. Her mother, father, and British police are launching a fresh public appeal to help identify a man who they say is crucial to their investigation. CNN's Aaron McLaughlin joins us now live from Scotland Yard in London for more on that. Aaron, what more do they know?
Hi, Monita. Well, for the first time ever, Scotland Yard has released a computerized...
Aaron McLaughlin, they're live for us from Scotland Yard. You are watching CNN News Central live from Hong Kong. You are watching CNN News Central live from Hong Kong. The seas are getting rougher for traditional fishermen here in the city. A decline of wild fish in local waters has led to the rise of fish farming. That's where fish are grown in enclosures and sold for food. Pauline Chu has more.
The catch of the day landed at Hong Kong's Aberdeen Fish Market.
Fish market, buyers are willing to pay top dollar for the most exotic species. High-tech fish farming should help keep these tanks full and help wild stocks recover. Pauline Chu, CNN, Hong Kong.
Well, it's a gray day for fans of Charlie Hunnam, the actor who won the role of Christian Grey in the movie adaptation of 50 Shades of Grey, is out of the picture. Filmmaker. You are watching CNN News Center. I'm Monita Rajpal at CNN Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us. I'll have headlines in just a couple of minutes.